pockets empty, demanding that somehow or another it's our responsibility to let you modernize the friggin' tax code. I'm sick of it. There you go. Now you know how I feel about it. I'm just saying. My Irish comes out. I don't know what happens, man. I don't know. Anyway, under the proposal, according to the Herald Leader, the state's cigarette tax would increase by $1. So let's hit the people that are addicted to nicotine. What the hell, right? I mean, the thing about this that drives me nuts is, for this is one of those little taxes that I can't stand on principle, right? The cigarette tax should be the same as a tax on a can of soda, as the same as a tax on a bag of potato chips. That's what the cigarette tax should be. But no, see, we got to invest money telling you to quit smoking. And in the process, we have to take taxes in order to pay for us to invest money to tell you to quit smoking. Oh, by the way, we collect a lot more in taxes to be able to give to other pet projects. And, oh, by the way, the state is just as addicted to your taxes as you are to nicotine. So the state is actually addicted to you being addicted to a drug so that you'll continue while they tell you self-righteously stop smoking. It's bad for you. Come on, man. That's on principle ridiculous. Okay, I'm good. I'm getting all of it out today. It's all good. They want to also put a tax on certain services used by primarily the wealthy, such as chauffeured limousine rides, which would be implemented to generate an additional $104 million annually. This is what I don't understand about the left. Why don't you accept my proposal? Because my proposal is fair for everybody. I presented this to the governor in his office several years ago. Why don't you, on the left, if you're on the left and you're listening to me this morning, how come you won't wrap your arms around my proposal? My proposal is 100% equal for everyone. It is the true definition of equality. My proposal doesn't charge you more if you have more, but you will pay more if you have more because you'll consume more. See, my proposal eliminates income tax and corporate tax so that businesses know they can come here and do business in Kentucky, create jobs, and hire people, okay? Then it makes that difference up by assessing a broad-based sales tax across the board to everything, including services, with the exception of medical and food expenses. So you have an exemption for medical and necessity food expenses. I'm not talking about potato chips and soda pop. I'm talking about, I'm talking about your bread, your milk, your lettuce, your Brussels sprouts. Okay, that's exempt. But everything else, services, yes. Everything else gets a sales tax, right? And what happens is when you present this to people, then they get all mad because they say, that's a tax raise for the elderly. Well, in this tax presentation that the Democrats have put together, they're going to make part of retirement income taxable. That's a tax raise for the elderly. But see, we have so much taxes built into the products and things that we already buy because the companies that, like a company that comes and redoes your driveway, right? This is an example, right? If you're on a fixed income and that price goes up, that's where you're complaining. But actually, it may not go up. Or it might go up for a time and then come back down. Because what happens is when those companies no longer have to pay corporate taxes and pass those corporate taxes on to you, then that gives them room to compete with each other, and it brings the prices down because then the next guy can pop up, a new business can open up under these new rules, and this new business can compete. And if the old guy wants to try to overcharge you, the new guy can undercharge you a little bit, and the competition drives the price down. So ultimately, that tax works its way back out of the consumption process when it comes to services. So no, you might see a 6% tag on there, but you're already paying that 6% because you're paying the income tax that the company had to pay in the first place. So it's not a tax increase. This right here that the Herald Leader is reporting on, this plan, this is actually a tax increase. Mark my words. Now, I don't think it's going to go anywhere because there's Republicans in charge of the Senate, and the governor is not going to be amenable to raising taxes. But I'm calling them out because they're calling it tax reform, and I'm sick of it. Remember the Pabst Blue Ribbon? I called it the Pabst. It was actually the Blue Ribbon. I called it the Pabst Blue Ribbon cheap beer group on tax, raising your taxes. That was one of 13 or 14 studies that have been done on tax reform over the last 20 years, all of which came out with just more of the same. More redistributing the wealth, taxing this guy and not taxing that guy. That's all they ever mean when they talk about tax reform. It's just moving around who actually gets taxed and by how much. That's all that is. That's not tax reform, that's tax increases. time to really do tax reform and do what I said. Everybody plays by the same rules. Can't argue with that logic. Hear how hard you try. Coming up next, do you work with a psychopath? After that little segment, some of you might be wondering if that's me. News Radio 630 WLAP.
Tuesday, you have to get out and vote. What is this year? This race is now wide open. Stay connected. I'm for Peyton Manning because he's for me. Get the latest at the top and 30 minutes past the hour.
I know you may not be for me now.
On News Radio 630 WLAP.
Enjoy a killer dinner at Shakespeare & Co. Shenaway location on February 20th. $50 for a 3-course meal and a ticket to Bluegrass Mystery Dinner Theater. Love is murder. Email banquet at shakespeareandco.us to reserve your spot today.
Hey, honey, what are you doing?
I'm ordering new blinds. Remember I told you our neighbors ordered their blinds from Blindster.com and they were really happy.
Okay, but don't we need to measure? What about installation? Should we call a professional?
I already measured. I just followed the simple instructions on Blindster.com. And installation is easy. All the hardware is included. You just need a cordless drill or screwdriver.
But what if we don't like the blinds or they don't fit? Custom made your stuff.
Actually, I ordered a free sample from Blindster, so we know exactly what we'll be getting. Plus, Blindster.com offers a 60-day satisfaction guarantee and a fit or free guarantee. If we don't like the blinds, we can return them within 60 days for a full refund or exchange. And if I make a mistake in measuring or ordering, they'll remake the blinds free. All we pay is shipping.
Wow, that's great customer service. Guess we're getting new blinds.
Go to Blindster.com now and take advantage of our special offer for Rush listeners only. Take 20% off any order. Just use the coupon code RUSH at checkout. Visit us now at Blindster.com. That's BLINDSTER.com. Blindster.com.
Radio 630 WLAP.
I'm Ed Huckleberry. Our top story, nearly 50 people in Estill County have been diagnosed with salmonella.
Investigators think they're closer to finding the source of salmonella in Estill County. Health Department says at least 49 people could potentially have the illness. 8 people have been hospitalized. Last week, the Health Department said 19 people who tested positive for salmonella had all eaten at the same restaurant.
Ted Lurvin reporting some of Kentucky U.S. Senator Rand Paul's top supporters in the state legislature are endorsing Marco Rubio ahead of the state's Republican presidential caucus next month. On Monday, Rubio's campaign announced 24 state lawmakers endorsed him. A fire at a self-storage facility on James Court Monday is under investigation. The fire injured a man who sustained burns to his face and hands. 3 buildings were also damaged. The WKYT First Alert Forecast is next from the News Radio 630 WLAP 24 hours. Fox News Center. Depend on it.
If you call in, be ready to speak your mind.
Absolutely. I think so.
News Radio 630 WLAP, where Lexington comes to talk.
Oil rig off the Nantucket coast in a blizzard in the early 50s. Think perfect storm, just not as perfect. Star Trek's Chris Pine stars as the heroic Coast Guarder leading a crew of 3 on the dinky 36-footer. Ben Foster has little to do other than make snide jabs aimed at our hero. Casey Affleck, though, he's most impressive as the loner engineer on the sinking rig. Eric Bana heads the local Coast Guard. The movie begins as a sweet boy meets girl in the 50s love story, and the whole movie has an old school feel, which is actually part of its charm. What a story that should be told. And the ocean action, it's harrowing. But The Finest Hours falls a bit short of its title. Think Hallmarky. Skip the 3D, but do go IMAX for those amazing sea scenes. I give The Finest Hours 2.5 hearts. I'm Shelley Sunstein. Facebook me or tweet Shelley Sunstein. That's Shelley with an I, Sunstein with an O. And keep listening for more on iHeartRadio.
Looking at snow showers once again for today. It looks like it's going to be the same as yesterday. Kind of on and off and very spotty. You can get some light accumulation once again. The difference from today and yesterday, the cold temperatures. We're talking 20s today, which means like yesterday when anything fell, it stuck for a minute, and then about 20 minutes later it melted on the air on the edge. Not this time around. It's going to fall, stick, and stay. For your official weather station, News Radio 630 WLAP, I'm WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris.
News Radio 630 WLAP, Green's Toyota of Lexington, Skywatch Traffic.
Inbound Nicholas still won't just pass man of war, showing one lane blocked there right now. That's a two-car non-injury crash. About to get it cleared. Officer Don with Skywatch Traffic.
Broadcasting live 24/7 from the 84 Lumber Studio, where your project is our project. This is News Radio 630 WLAP.
Burdened. With your Fox News Radio tax tip, I'm Lori Rothman with the Fox Business Network. Sometimes filing your taxes isn't as easy as waiting for your W-2 mail. For the self-employed, it's a year-long activity. What's key to getting it right?
Documentation, documentation, documentation.
Financial planner Dom Cavella says the IRS is going to expect you to know every little detail of every little expense. For example, that business trip you took? Uncle Sam will want to know where you went, who you saw, how much money you spent getting there. Get rid of the shoebox of crumpled receipts and invest in personal finance software that automates everything you earn and spend. It'll save you time and avoid costly mistakes.
You are running your business like a business.
I'm Lori Rothman with the Fox Business Network.
Intercept any stragglers before they get away.
Conway is on. News Radio 630 WLAP and WLAP.com.
Do you work with a psychopath? Pipes, do not answer that question.
You're on top.
Pipes is producing the show today. I'm like, don't answer that question, not out loud.
Clear the area of enemy pilots.
Actually, I did see a study that they, I guess, psychotic traits, the jobs with the most psychopaths. It was like, I was trying to remember the exact order, but it was like doctor, lawyer, radio, or communications, media, television, radio. And I was like, yeah, that's probably right.
Before they get away.
Probably about right. Experts have basically kind of revealed some of the telltale signs of psychopathic conditions found in a lot of successful people. Despite the popular perception that most psychopaths are full-blooded psychotic killers, the truth is, it's a personality trait that isn't necessarily all that bad. Well, I'm not a psychologist.